Hello, chuds. Love is in the air, or more like breakups, as like a solid 6 people I know have straight up ended their relationships. But what do I know? I'm just some loser who's writing poems. Speaking of which, everyone's favorite professor in training is here to come back from almost my year-long hiatus to teach you how to write poetry. Now you may be asking yourself, why the hell would I want to learn this? While statistically 70% of you have nothing better to do on Valentine's Day, so why not write a poem? And before I forget, money is involved, but I'll get to that part later. Now, where do I start? Poetry is such a fun topic. It can be about literally anything for anyone, but by far the two most important parts we are going to focus on are theme and audience, or what is this about and who is it for? As I stated earlier, poetry can be about anything. Maybe it's an epic tale of a hero slaying a dragon, a letter for that special someone who we know you'll never actually talk to. Maybe it's about that bitch you hate in your second block, or about how you're slowly spiraling down the rabbit hole of depression and wonder if there's any meaning to this. If you made it this far, then that means you are either interested in the topic I'm entertaining, or you're waiting for me to talk about the money part. Since it turns out the average attention span for us is a whole 8 seconds, and that is declining. So let's hurry this up. On to techniques. Let's start with as basic as we can get. Rhymes. Throw random stuff in there. Just make sure it rhymes. Here, let's craft a poem as we go. For once in my life, there was a time I really hate how my alarm chimes. My dad left me and drove away while listening to Sublime. See? Rhyming is easy, but in case you're really bad at it, that's why God invented slant rhymes, like worm and swarm, or cave and fate, as they both share that A sound. Let's toss one of these into our masterpiece. My balls may be cold, but my confidence is bold. If you couldn't tell, the slant rhyme is with cold and bold, but enough with rhymes. Let's move on to something even easier, repetition. We all hate it when someone says the same thing over and over, but in poetry, sometimes that's a good thing. Now, there are a few types of repetition. You can just repeat the same words at the beginning or end of each sentence, or you can repeat the first letter of each word for a few words in a row, which is an alliteration. Like, for instance, Kyle's dad drove down to Detroit during December. The letter D is used for this alliteration. Let's toss some repetition into this masterpiece we are making. I like to drive, I like to run, I like to walk. While I could come up with something better, I really don't care enough to. Anyways, onto the many types of poems. For now, I will break this down as simply as it can get, starting off with the first category, free verse, which is what 99% of anything you write is going to fall into, as it's basically the bullshit of categories. Free verse is a poem that has no specific structure or consistent rhyme scheme. A sonnet, dear God, just saying that brings back some bad memories, is usually a romantic poem that consists only of 14 lines. Not 15, not 13. Similar to the artist D4VD's ex-girlfriend, it has to be 14. And lastly, an epic, which is usually a very long poem that tells a heroic story. Think to the likes of Beowulf. Anyways, class is dismissed, so why isn't this god-awful video over? Because Kyle & Co. is hosting a competition. You, yes you beautiful, likely single individual are invited to participate in this competition. And the best part is, you can win some money. That's right, a whole 20 big ones are on the line here, so it's time to lock in. The rules are simple. You have until Valentine's Day to craft up a poem or sonnet of your own and submit it to me, and I'll review and pick my favorites and announce the winners should I have enough participants. Obviously, don't cheat, because trust me, I'll know. You can submit these via just messaging me a picture or screenshot of it on either Snapchat, though preferably Instagram, and if you have any questions, you can also contact me that way as well. However, tossing the contest out of mind, if you did like the style of this video, please let me know, and maybe I'll do more of them in the future. Until next time.